What's up, guys? It's Christian. So with E3 this week, our recording turned out to be pretty long, so I'm going to split it up. Hopefully this should be around an hour a piece, into 2 episodes, that is. I'm going to post one on our normal day, Monday. The other one will go out later in the week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. And since Tyler and Tanner were not able to join us for the recording, they're going to kind of record their own little thought segment, and I'm going to put that at the end of the number 2 show this week. So, a little bit of a break, so it's not too lengthy for you guys to listen to. So yeah, check it out.
This is the New Leaf Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 22 of the New Leaf Podcast. Once again, this week I am joined by the devilishly handsome Christian Herring, also known as SOG, Mick Justin. And also joined by myself this week is me, TaylorMade, 1994. Unfortunately, Tyler and Tanner are not with us this week. I think we established last week that they will now be our deemed PTHs. And I know what you're thinking. If you listen to anything at the end of the podcast, you may have heard us rambling, but PTH does not stand for potty-trained horses. It actually stands for part-time host. So if you're any kind of smart, then you will understand what that means. And if not, then I don't even know why you're listening to this. So
They're still wondering how to potty train a horse.
they're like, what's that? So anyways, if you are a video game player of any sorts, whether it be arcade or Atari, that kind of thing, this week was every video game lover's kind of capstone event, and that is known as the Xbox Live Gold free games of the month. So, no, I'm just kidding. It was E3, and E3 was action packed this year. We saw a lot of good stuff. We're gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say ahead of time, Nintendo is pretty much dead at this point in life.
You didn't even watch their thing.
Well, I saw a video on YouTube, and the title was, "Is the Wii U dead?" And I agreed with them. I said yes, it is dead.
So that, I guess that means it's dead.
If I say something, it's the truth.
If you see it on YouTube, that must be what the deal is. No, I do still want to watch it, just because, we're the press now, so we got to report that kind of stuff.
How bad it sucks.
I didn't have a chance to watch Nintendo's or Square Enix's, so I'll probably try to watch those this week and then talk about them next week maybe. Just because I was super busy at work this week, so
sometimes life gets busy, guys.
Yeah.
So
This
just
is
ask
not
Tanner and Tyler.
This is not our full-time job, just in case anybody was wondering.
This is not our FTJ.
Can you stop making acronyms for everything?
Sorry, dude. That's like what the Air Force is about. It's just ingrained in my head.
Well, you're pretty good at it.
Thank you.
All right, let's start with Bethesda. We're going to talk about Bethesda's stuff.
What happened at Bethesda, Christian?
Bethesda? Well, first they showed Doom, the new Doom.
Boo.
You didn't like that?
Doom is always just going to be Doom to me.
Well, this one, I don't know. It looked really boring. I mean, it was like...
So why were you like, you didn't like this one? Why were you so...
Because
like,
I figured you would like
baffled?
it because it was really violent.
I just don't like Doom. I don't know.
You like rip the guy's legs off and then like smash their face with it and like like hold their jaw and like rip their head apart by their jaw.
I didn't say that I didn't like that part of it. I just don't like Doom. I mean, if that was in like a different game, I'd be all over that. You kidding me? Shoot, son.
It just seemed like that's all it was, just doing that and shooting things. I was like it.
I mean, that is Doom.
But the multiplayer was cool from what it looks like. You know, like Doom was kind of like the foundation of multiplayer shooting. This one,
Back in the day.
yeah.
Saying.
I mean, this one just for what it is, didn't look like much stood out. But they had a like a thing where you can make game modes and like make maps.
Like Halo.
Yeah, but it was different than that though. It was like you could actually make rooms. Like it didn't give you a layout and you make the map. You make the entire map, like rooms, which type of room you put, you add all the like Forge and Halo, add all like barrels or whatever in there. But it was cool because you make like not only do you just add stuff into the map, like you make the whole map itself.
Sounds not interesting at all.
No, that would look cool. Anyways,
yeah, I don't really care for Doom, so I mean, whatever you say, it's not going to be amusing to me. So
everybody was going nuts about it. I was like, this is kind of boring.
Because probably a lot of people there are kind of older. I mean, and I wasn't alive when Doom first came out, so I don't really understand. I don't really get the whole, wow. Thing.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I mean, I played Doom when I was like super young, and it was cool at the time. But now it's just like, I don't know, it's better, bigger and better things. Know what I mean?
Oh, by far.
I'm reading off my notes here. I'm trying to remember what Battle Cry is.
I have no idea what Battle Cry is. Actually, so.
That's not very good, if I don't even remember what it is. I have written down it's a small team. Oh, I remember now. It's
Tell us about it. I don't know what it is. I don't think I got to see that part of the Bethesda conference.
It's like I don't know really what style it is. They look like they're like World War II dressed, like the way the characters are dressed. But it's just a small team like versus like 4v4 game with different abilities. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to leave that in the podcast. Anyways, so it's like a small 4v4, just looks like a little kind of arcadey type.
Is it kind of like a squad, arcade squad shooter?
No, not really. It's just like everybody jumping around using their different abilities.
Is it like Shadowrun?
Yeah, kind of, except there's no bots.
Oh, okay, well.
But yeah, it's a good
Well, if
comparison.
it's anything like Shadowrun,
like.
I don't know, that kind of intrigued my...
No, it didn't look as fun as Shadowrun.
Yeah, I like Shadowrun, dude. That would be good. That'd be cool, like a Shadowrun kind of like look-alike.
Yeah, it would.
I love that. I love that game.
Hey, now that... Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but we might be able to play Shadowrun again, considering something that happened at the Microsoft conference.
But we'll talk about that last because that's the best one to talk about.
Yeah. Dishonored 2. The Dishonored 1 I got for super cheap on the PC, and it was okay, but I never finished it.
It sucked.
It didn't suck. It was just, I don't know, it was just kind of boring.
This one video games supposed to hold your attention, not be boring, so it sucked.
Yeah. This one looked like you could choose which character you wanted to play, and they had the regular guy, Orvo, I think is his name. Then they had some female character. So I thought it was pretty cool. They have a female lead character. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago with Tomb Raider.
Like a female protagonist, you don't really see a good one often.
Yeah. And you can choose which one you want to play as. You can play as a girl or the guy. And along with that announcement, they announced that they're going to release a HD remaster this fall for Dishonored, the first one.
Well, I don't. Oh my gosh, it's not that good of a game.
They gotta get people to like see what the deal is before they get the new one.
I don't. No, no.
Anyways, moving on. Then after that, they talked about Tisatu. You know what that stands for?
T-Sot 2?
Tisatu.
Saw 2?
Tisatu.
T-Sot 2. T-Sot 2.
The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited.
Oh.
Or as you like to call it, Oblivion.
I like to call it Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, everything that it's not.
Tamriel, like everything that's not the name. So they were talking about a big expansion where they're adding the Imperial City in Cyrodiil, which is the PvP area. I haven't been there yet, so I don't know. I thought that there was an Imperial City there, but I don't know. Maybe you can't get into it or something. I don't know. And then they're adding Orsinium, which is the orc stronghold, like the orc homeland. So that's pretty neat. I've been playing that a little bit, not much, just because there's been nobody on to play it with. But that's a fun game, and I really just want them to come out with Morrowind because they don't have that in the game yet.
But that'd be cool to add that whole area to the game.
I mean, Morrowind was my favorite one out of all the Elder Scrolls series. So
because you're a total nerd, and that was like the nerdiest one they had. So
I know it was the nerdiest one. I played that so much on the first Xbox and on the PC.
Oh my gosh.
But at the very end, I thought it was just interesting. They didn't talk about this at all, and I hadn't really seen much about it. They showed this piece of parchment with a black hand on it, and underneath the black hand it said "We know," and that looks a lot like some Dark Brotherhood business. So maybe they'll be adding some Dark Brotherhood quest lines into the new expansion, which would be super cool.
But I killed everybody in the Dark Brotherhood when I played Skyrim.
You killed the people in the Dark Brotherhood, or you killed the contracts that you got from the Dark Brotherhood?
I killed the Dark Brotherhood people, like the assassin people. Because I do what I want. I don't know.
My gosh. But anyways, I just thought about this. Before like Oblivion, that time period, there was no Dark Brotherhood. It was like well, maybe there was, but like in Morrowind, there wasn't a Dark Brotherhood. It was the Morag Tong or whatever they were. That was like the Assassin's Guild. But I didn't think the Dark Brotherhood existed that far back, because Elder Scrolls Online is supposed to take place like way, way in the past, like before any of the games, like way before.
Like a prequel?
Yeah, like when, because like pretty much, they're all pretty much united, like at Skyrim. I mean, they're still fighting and stuff, but all the races are pretty united. But in Elder Scrolls Online, they're all split into factions, and the three factions are like, they're constantly fighting against each other. There's no like one kingdom. There's no emperor. So
right.
I don't know. But another thing that came along with that was interesting is they're releasing an Elder Scrolls. Well, it's called Elder Scrolls Legends, and it's a.
Is it going to be crappy like Fable Legends?
No, don't say anything. This is a card game, digital card game, kind of like Hearthstone, and it looks super cool. So, because I love Hearthstone, and I love Gwent in Witcher 3, so, and I like Elder Scrolls.
Shut up, dude. That's stupid, man.
No, I'm really excited about this.
Man, you're a loser, man. I swear.
Okay. But the last thing, but not least, they talked about Fallout 4.
I mean, that's the biggest one. So.
Yeah, that's their main thing. And the dude that was talking about it, Todd Howard, he was like super chill. He's just a really cool guy. Like, I just wanted to hang out with him and be friends. He was like, "Yeah, what's up, guys? Like, Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 is awesome, and you guys love it. So here's Fallout 4. We made it super good." He was just really cool. But this one, you're in a different vault. You're Vault 111. And the game starts before the bomb goes off. So you actually start outside the vault, and then you have to run and get in the vault. You can make a male or female character. But once you go in the vault, something happens in there and you come out 200 years later. And if anyone listening remembers my our previous episode, I had guessed that this game would take place farther in the future. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
So I was right on that one.
I think it'll be pretty.
What?
I think it'll be cool though.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. You get a dog.
I'm not gonna play it.
You're not gonna play it.
I mean, I said before, like, what's the release date on that?
They just said this fall.
I mean, Halo over everything.
Well, yeah,
so.
I mean, with all the stuff coming out this fall, single player stuff, I'm gonna save like
It's
until
gonna
it
be
gets
like
cheap.
get thrown to the wayside for now.
Well, yeah, I mean it's gonna be $40 in a couple months, so I'll just
Right,
wait till
on
the
Black
price
Friday?
drops on it. Well, Black Friday is gonna be a year from the time this game comes out, because you know it's gonna be sometime in November. I don't think a brand new game like Fallout 4, if it comes out in November, it's not gonna be $40 on Black Friday.
You never know, dude.
I don't think so. Anyways, you get a dog in this game. You get to like tell it to fetch stuff, and it attacks people. The VATS system is back. That was the coolest. That was the one thing that was like really cool that I liked about Fallout 3, is just targeting like somebody's head and just watching your bullet go in slow motion and just blowing their brains apart. It was just really cool.
Yeah.
The Pit Boy's back, and the Pit Boy, you can get like games, like little arcade games to actually play on your Pit Boy in the game. And it has like like cassette tapes you stick in it. That's what gives it the games and like audio logs or whatever. But with this, they're coming out with a real Pit Boy thing that like is a real life thing that goes on your arm. And
which is I mean, it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's awesome because
well, it's meant to be like a second screen thing. Like you download the Fallout 4 app on your phone, and then your phone goes inside the Pit Boy. So you use like what I would guess is instead of using the Pit Boy in the game, you just use the one that you have right there on your wrist,
which is like awesome.
Yeah, it's a very immersive. Of course,
that'd be so cool to do that.
I don't know how much that's gonna be. It's probably gonna be like ridiculously expensive.
Like ridiculous,
dude. I wonder if you'll see just people like walking around in public with a Pit Boy on their arm.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Then they talked about Fallout Shelter, which is a mobile game, which is only on iPad, which sucks because my iPad can't run any of the good games. Or iPad and iPhone, which I don't have an iPhone either. But it's out now. It came out the night of their conference, and it looks, if anybody's played XCOM, Enemy Unknown, it looks kind of like that map where you can kind of, it shows your underground bunker, and you can kind of move the camera around. I mean, it looks exactly like that. But you like raise vault dwellers and make people, how can I say this? You make a man and a lady go into a bedroom, and they come out and they have a child, and you raise like a population up, make some people soldiers, and like give them jobs and stuff.
Do you just call a stork?
What? No.
Because like a stork drops off like kids and.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what happens. So that was kind of a little break when they talked about that. So that seems cool. Unfortunately, I haven't had an opportunity to play it. Then after they talked about that, they went back into the game and started talking about crafting. And you can actually build like entire towns with crafting materials. Like you collect the materials, you build like foundations, you put up walls, you build vendor stalls, like defense turrets, everything. It's where you have like a fully functioning city, and there's like several areas around the map that you can make these and connect them all with like trade caravans. So that seems really neat.
I don't know how that will play into the game. I mean,
Well, I mean, those kind of elements are in a lot of the survival games like Rust, a lot of the early access stuff on PC.
yeah.
Rust is a big one. What's that one that Sony Online was working on? H1Z1.
Yeah, H1Z1. Yeah.
Daisy is supposed to have something similar. So it's just kind of taking those ideas and putting those into the game, which is cool. Then the weapon crafting and the armor crafting. You can basically take like any weapon and change it into something else by building parts. Like you can take a plasma pistol and turn it into a shotgun or an assault rifle or a sniper rifle. Just like all kinds of crazy parts you can swap out. It was ridiculous the amount of stuff you could do. So that was pretty neat. And even like the shotguns.
Fallout was always like that too. I mean, Fallout's always been really in depth, in my opinion.
Even it was so in depth. Like even the shotguns, you can make one that's like that has a higher spread, one that's more accurate, just by changing like the tip of it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really detailed. It was pretty cool.
Yep.
So let's talk about EA. Let me pull my notes up for this one. All right. EA. Now, as usual, EA had all kinds of sports stuff, which I don't care about. So that was like,
But it's a big deal to a lot of people. So
yeah, it is. I mean, that was like an hour out of the conference, and I didn't take the time to watch it. I mean, if you like sports games, the ones they come out with, I mean, they change things every year to make it better, but it's just not something that I have any interest in.
Yep.
So I didn't spend my time watching it. But they announced the new Mass Effect, which we all assumed was going to release. It's called Mass Effect Andromeda. Takes place in the Andromeda Galaxy, which is not the Milky Way galaxy. So, but they didn't give a whole lot of like background as to what's going on. Your character is an N7 agent, or a Spectre or something. So obviously, like they have some presence there, or maybe he got into like a freak accident and got transported to that galaxy. Who knows? But we don't know whether or not the Reaper's going to have anything to do with it or what. So, but Mass Effect is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that.
It's like a no-brainer. Like I don't have to watch it, but if they were like, new Mass Effect comes out next week, I'd be like, I'm gonna buy it. So.
Well, I mean, they just it was kind of like a teaser trailer. I mean, it's probably going to be a couple years before it comes out. I'd say,
I know, but
I would guess
I'm just
like
telling
2
you,
years at
like,
least.
you don't have to tell me what's on it. I'm just going, probably just.
Oh yeah, it's one of those games like Halo coming out. You're gonna buy it. Same thing with Mass Effect.
Right.
Then they talked about Need for Speed, and I was talking to a guy at work about this. Need for Speed, in my opinion, has kind of become irrelevant. It's
Yeah,
one of those,
we said this last week. Like,
Did we?
It's kind of dead.
Yeah, it's one of those games that just needs to like. It had its day. We just need to kind of move on.
Yeah, like it was like, don't get me wrong, like you were great when it was out, but you're done. Like it's over.
But some of the things that like did look cool with this one is it looks like it's got really in-depth customization, which I always like in a racing game. It's also open world. It's not linear like most of the other Need for Speeds have been. And there's also real actors playing in the cutscenes, kind of like Command and Conquer. And they
That's
showed
stupid.
sometimes it is like if they're bad actors. Like some of the Command and Conquer games were really lame, but I mean, if they do it well, I mean, it'd be like watching a TV show.
No. That's exactly right. That's why I don't like it because you see like you're playing the video game and then you go to a cutscene and it's real life and then you come back to a video game.
No, listen.
What I mean?
I'm about to talk about that. So what they showed at their conference was they had a scene in a garage with 2 real live actors like working on a car and talking to your character. And then the camera kind of pans over to your car and you start going around your car and picking like what you want to customize. So they go from the real life, like the real world scene into a video game scene where you're customizing the car, and it didn't look any different. Like I couldn't tell the point where it changed from the real life to the game. Like if it was that smooth and it looked that good. So I was kind of impressed by that. But that was pretty much it. They just talked about the customization and how it was open world. They said they're trying to take kind of the best things from past games and put it into this one. So we'll have to see how it does.
Which is like a lot from Need for Speed Rivals and then Hot Pursuit, and then that'll be your game right there. That's it.
Well, they're taking elements from, I think they said mainly Carbon and Rivals.
Oh yeah, Carbon was okay. I remember that one. That was on 360, right?
Yeah, Carbon was alright. Then they talked about Star Wars: The Old Republic, the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion.
I don't really care about this, so
I don't either really because it's an MMO and it's on PC, and I don't play a lot of stuff on PC anymore. I have played this a little bit. I think I mentioned that. But
this is the free-to-play one, correct?
Yes. This expansion though looks like it tells the story of like two twin brothers who learn the Force, and they're like, I don't know. It's an interesting trailer. So if anybody's interested in Star Wars stuff, you should watch it. But I don't know how they said they want to focus more on narrative, kind of like the old BioWare Star Wars games, but I don't know how you do that in an MMO, especially if the character you're playing at is not one of those two characters, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, let's be honest. I think we all know what Star Wars game took E3 this year. So.
Oh yeah, we do. But we'll talk about that in a very short time.
Yes.
The next game EA showed was Unravel, which is a little arcadey platformer. Looks kind of like Limbo, except you play as this little string puppet guy, and he's jumping around. And the guy that was talking about it went on to this like whole thing how it's supposed to be like a picture of life, and how like the further you go in life, the more you leave behind or something, some like weird meta stuff.
That sounds awesome. I want to play that.
I don't know what all he's talking about, but basically the entire time you're going through the game, this like string is coming off of your character, and it stays like everywhere you go. And you can like swing a string on something to like swing across a gap or whatever. But it's like real world stuff. He's like jumping on tree branches and stuff like that. So seems kind of cute.
Kind of cute, more like interesting. I wouldn't use the word cute.
Well, go watch the trailer since you didn't do your homework.
I didn't watch the EA. I watched the good stuff, okay? I don't watch the crappy stuff.
EA's the good stuff. Oh my gosh. After Unravel, they talked about Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Garden Warfare. Yeah, I watched that because I love that. But
well, I mean, it's Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare just with more stuff.
No, I mean, like, I'm not saying the second one. I just like Plants vs. Zombies, like Garden Warfare. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't.
Yeah, but would you pay money for it?
Oh no, I just watched it because of what it is.
No. Like we've played the first Garden Warfare, but the only reason we've done that was it was on EA Access.
Yeah, well, we didn't pay for it. I don't know how I would buy it.
No, I wouldn't buy it, but it's kind of fun. I mean, it's more like
for free, it's a great game.
Yeah,
I know a lot of crappy free games, so
yeah, like the Xbox free game of the month,
which I haven't looked at yet. What is it?
It's Massive Chalice, but I haven't played it yet. But they have Pool Nation on there still.
Pool Nation FX.
It must be like really good if it's been on there for like 3 months.
I know, right? It must be getting like 1 million downloads a day.
I guess. All right, then there was some Minions game. You know the Minions from like that movie. What is it? That Steve Carell one. The animated one. You know.
Despicable Me?
Yeah, Despicable Me.
Yeah.
I don't understand what like the fascination is with the Minion things. but
I
they're
love
like
that movie, dude.
they're on everything, and it's
They're
almost
just
getting to
funny.
a point where it's annoying. But this is
I
like a
mean, they're
mobile.
funny.
They're annoying. This is like a mobile game, and I didn't watch it because as soon as I saw that Minions were involved with it, I just turned my brain off. But if you
Turn my
like that,
brain off.
if you like that kind of stuff, then turn my brain off. If you like that kind of stuff, then check that out.
Turn my brain off.
Stop. Then this one's one that you like. We learned about the new Mirror's Edge game, which is subtitled
Yes, Catalyst.
So this one shows, it's supposed to tell about the origin of Faith, like where she came from. It's
and
open.
how runners become what they are, I think is.
I guess I don't know. I wasn't watching that closely. But it's open world. There's no level separation. You just run to like which mission you want to do, and you do it. There's no loading screens.
Which is basically like the free running aspect of not Dead Island, but
Dying Light.
Dying Light, but way better just because, I mean, the free running in Mirror's Edge is so dope.
It makes sense for a free running game to be like
free,
open world.
like free world.
Actually
yeah.
free rather than just run around per level.
Yep, I
but
completely agree.
After that, they talked about all the that Mirror's Edge was kind of like in the middle of all the sports stuff. But after the sports,
if you haven't played Mirror's Edge 1, like they said, are they going to do an HD remake or they're going to put it up maybe on the, like to be able to download?
I don't remember them saying that, but
if they do, definitely get that because I think I said it last week too. The first Mirror's Edge is awesome. So,
but after all the sports gibberish, they talked about one more game and showed gameplay. And I mean, besides
potentially
Halo 5,
the game of the year, besides Halo 5,
obviously, this was the best game I think that was shown at E3, and that was Star Wars Battlefront. Besides what?
Halo 5.
I said besides Halo 5. Obviously. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront. They actually showed gameplay this time,
and it was awesome.
Oh my gosh. It looked so good. Like it looked better than any other game that I've ever seen. Like it was so smooth. I mean, it was like I think Battlefield Hardline doesn't look as good as Battlefield 4. But Battlefront was like Battlefield 4 with updated graphics and Star Wars.
With a cleaner Star Wars skin.
Oh my gosh, it looks so freaking good.
Which that doesn't sound like a lot, but trust us, it was.
I mean, compared to like the old Battlefronts, like I was expecting something. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Like the first Battlefront and the second Battlefront pretty much kind of had the same, like similar style.
Yeah.
Just a little bit better graphics. And I think they both had the first and the third person. But I never played the first person because it didn't look that great.
I never played the first person either.
Yeah.
So.
And then your shots went so slow in those. You had to like lead a guy. Like if a guy was running sideways, you had to lead him so far in order to hit him with your gun.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect. But we knew that DICE was making this one. So I figured it'd probably look a little bit
and
like
DICE always makes a good game. They always make good games. It's just that simple.
Right. I figured it'd look a little bit like Battlefield, but oh my gosh, it looks so good.
It looks a lot of people, so freaking awesome. There's just no words how excited I am for it.
A lot of people are complaining about there's no space battles.
But do you understand? In that one trailer alone, do you know how much was going on?
There was so much stuff.
There was like 10 dogfights. There was walkers everywhere. There was freaking speeders. Like everything that you could imagine that could happen in like a Star Wars universe was happening at one time on that level.
And that's one thing that I didn't like about Battlefront 2 that was in Battlefront 1 was the vehicles, because Battlefront 1 had the vehicles on the battlefield, and they did not have that in Battlefront 2, and I kind of missed that because you could use the air vehicles to attack ground vehicles and stuff is kind of a more, there's like a more dynamic, I don't know what
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
more stuff, you're able to do more stuff. And this one, they showed the Battle of Hoth, which is like probably the best battle besides maybe
Of all
the Battle of
time.
Endor. And of course, they had to show like the snow speeders locking onto the walkers and using the tow cables and all that stuff. Dude, it was awesome. And then at the very end, dude, like when
Yeah, we talked about
the
this.
rebels,
Like, so
the rebel
like
soldier.
if you haven't seen the trailer, you're playing as a rebel troop.
Well,
and
it
you just, like,
switches.
run.
It switches back and forth between like through the whole trailer.
Yeah, it switches from the sides, but at the end of it, it's showing like the perspective of a rebel trooper, and he's running like through the trenches in the snow, and then you're looking at your teammate, and then your teammate starts getting choked like out of nowhere,
And he
and then
gets
at
raised
that
up off
moment
the
you're like,
ground.
oh my gosh, like what's going
you
on,
know what's gonna happen.
and then your character looks to your right, and then it's Darth Vader is just
He's like
standing
right
there.
there in your face, like up on
Oh, dude.
like up. Your guy's like down in the trench, and he's standing on the edge, so he just looks huge, like super intimidating. Oh my gosh, it
Oh,
was awesome.
dude, it was so awesome.
And then
then it goes over, it pans, and then it shows a scene of Luke like getting his lightsaber out, and then like the controller is on him, and then they fight. And
yeah,
it's
he
really
like
awesome.
runs up and like he
They clash.
He deflects a bunch of blaster shots and kills a Imperial guy. Then he like force throws a bunch of other Imperial guys, and then he just takes off and runs right into Darth Vader, and they start fighting. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it's awesome.
I didn't like the heroes in Battlefront 2. I felt like they were too overpowered.
They were,
and they could just dash
like,
all over the battlefield. But yeah, it seemed like this one, like when he was blocking, I'm pretty sure in Battlefront 2, you always blocked the blaster shots. Is that right?
Yeah, because unless another hero killed you, or if your timer just ran out, then you didn't die.
Yeah, because I don't like, unless there was a lot of stuff coming at you, I don't think the blaster shots hit you. Like your guy would always deflect them. But this one, it looks like you actually had to like kind of zoom in on the guy to deflect the shots. So yeah, I hope they don't make them super OP like they were in Battlefront 2, because I hated that about that game.
I don't think they will. I mean, and plus there's so much going on at one time in this one. I don't think you're able to like defend yourself against so much that could happen.
Right, if there's like guys
all
all over the place, you're gonna get yeah.
Right.
All right, so that was the EA conference. Let's talk about.
And it was awesome, dude. Star Wars is. I mean, if you don't watch anything else from the EA conference, watch the Star Wars gameplay. It was awesome.
Let's talk about Ubisoft. This was out of all the publishers that I watched, Ubisoft had the most stuff that I liked. I mean, obviously EA had Battlefront, but as far as the amount of stuff that I was interested in, Ubisoft had the most. First thing they showed off was a new South Park game, which I have no interest in at all.
South Park is so stupid. If you like South Park, I don't understand like your attention span. You must be 10 because that's the stupidest show I've ever heard in my life. It's so dumb.
But it's interesting because the last one they came out with, the two creators said that they weren't going to do any more games. So it's kind of curious.
Apparently the last one was like a hit. I heard it was awesome.
Dude, everybody loved it. It was like best game of the year and all this stuff. But
I would never play it.
Anything
but yeah, I heard
South
that
Park
too.
is just stupid.
Yep.
Then they showed For Honor, which is like it's like a 4v4 medieval fighting game.
It's a medieval hack and slash.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And you're kind of a larger. The player characters are kind of like these captain guys. Like they're a little bit beefier than the regular soldiers. And while the regular soldiers are like fighting their own battle, you can go in and help them, or you can fight the player characters on the other team. And you can be like knights, samurai, or Vikings. Just looks kind of really gritty. And the combat looks like when you're fighting against other players, it looks really, I don't know, it looks kind of in depth. You gotta like block at the right time and use different moves to kill them. I don't know. It looked like it'd be really rewarding to kill somebody. It's not like really easy to kill another player. So curious to see more. They didn't show more a whole lot of that, but it looked kind of interesting. I like medieval stuff.
It'll be something to follow up with, just because of how violent it is.
Because
So.
of how violent it is. Yeah, it was... how violent.
Oh my god.
Anyways, next they showed The Division, which is one that we've been super excited about. And they actually gave a release date on this one, which is March 8th of next year, 2016.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I was figuring, like kind of that spring, like early spring. Yeah, because that's...
I mean, that's like their only option. I mean, if they put it out...
Well, it seems like, I mean, more and more lately we've been seeing new IPs come out in that time frame, which I think is good. I think it's really like stupid for somebody to release a new IP like in the fall.
Same day as Halo 5.
Yeah. So we found that out. We found a little bit more about what the actual game is, but still not enough to really know what the game is.
Yeah.
They showed this one small section where you team up with a group of other players and you head into like this like radiation zone or whatever, and you're looking for supplies. And while you're in there, there's other player teams in there. Like in the video, they had I think 3 total player teams. They had one team was running up and they find these AI guys and they're trying to find out whether or not they can kill them. And then another player team comes up behind them and they turn around. They don't know what they're going to do. They don't know if they're going to like shoot them or what, but they end up teaming up. So they kill the AI guys and they move up. And then I'm trying to remember exactly.
I'm going to be the guy that's like, team up with someone and then we'll help like each other kill the bad guys, and then I'll just stab them right in the back.
Dude, that's exactly what happened in the video. I think they came up on another squad with like 2 people, and they just like annihilated them. And then they went to go like extract, and then the team that it was showing the perspective of decided to kill the other team that had joined up with them, like right before they extract. So they all start fighting. They kill the other team, and then there's 3 players playing on the team in the video. And then one character, like one of them's downed, like they need to be revived. The other one's weak, and the third one, he's pretty much good. The third one decides to kill the other 2 players on his own team and then take all his stuff and run off. I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
That would be what you would do.
That is definitely what I would do.
But that's really cool, like that tension. I mean, that's one of the things I like the most about DayZ.
That's what a survival game should be. Like you never really know who's your friend.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I like DayZ, because it's like if you see a zombie, that's bad, but if you see another player, that's
worse.
like that's so much worse.
Because zombies don't think; they just kill.
Yeah,
but people.
I mean, like somebody could give you food and then you run off and they could kill you like 2 minutes later. I mean, it's just like you can never trust anybody, so it's super nerve-wracking. So that just seems really cool in The Division. Looking forward to that.
Yep, and like a well put together game like The Division, like doing that Division, kind of thing, that'd be great.
The Division seems like the first like big title game that somebody's doing something like that with. Instead of like the early access stuff on Steam.
Yep.
After that, they showed Just Dance. You excited about that one?
Maybe because if I have a house by then I'll be able to dance. But like in my dorm room, it's kind of hard to, just dance. You know what I'm saying?
No. But they said that this is interesting. Just another example of Microsoft moving away from the Kinect. It said the Kinect is not required to play this game.
Which doesn't make any sense. I don't
Well,
understand
you
how.
can. It said you can download an app on your phone, and somehow the app somehow like the app tracks your movements. I don't know. It's weird. Or
Sounds stupid.
maybe the app uses your phone camera. Who knows? But yeah, it was just kind of dumb. And then Jason Derulo came out and sang a song. I was like, really?
Did you say? I would have been like yelling. I would have been at the show. I would have been like, "Boo!"
Everybody loved it, dude.
I'm sure they did.
But it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like in the middle of all these
Unnecessary.
violent like shooting games, Jason Derulo comes out and sings a song. Because as soon as it's like right after the division. Then as soon as they're done with Just Dance, they go into Rainbow Six.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got a release date for Rainbow Six too, which is going to be October 13th. And it's going to have Terrorist Hunt is
How do you
back.
feel about that release date first? Let me ask you.
October? I think
Yes.
it's good. I mean, that's 2
I thought
weeks
the
before
reason
Halo.
I thought, yeah, I mean, the only reason I agree is because it's kind of before every other good game comes out, so we can play, and then if you like it, then I'll come back to this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's a chance I'll come back and play it instead of just
Right.
dropping money on a game and then it sucks and you never play it because you just I don't know.
But Terrorist Hunt mode is back, and it looks a lot more in depth than the ones were before. Like, you remember Terrorist Hunt before, it just drops you in a map with like 50 enemies.
Terrorists.
Yeah, and you go kill them all, and that's it. But this one, you're trying
I played so countless hours of Terrorist Hunt. Trust me.
This one, you're dropped into a map, but it's like the one they showed in the trailer. It was like a house, like a mansion. You had to bust into the mansion. You had to like download some file and then guard it while you hacked it or whatever. So there's a lot more stuff going on. Then of course all the destruction, they were blowing through walls and different doors to like get different routes, rappelling down the wall. Just really cool. They didn't talk.
I'm excited for this new Rainbow Six. So
Yeah, I am too. It seems like they're kind of going back more toward like Rainbow Six
their
3.
roots.
Yeah. But something interesting, they also said that with Rainbow Six, Siege is the title of this one. With Rainbow Six Siege, a copy of Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 will be included. What do you think about
Why?
that? I don't know. I guess for people that haven't played Rainbow Six.
Well, that's my question to you should be tell you how I feel about it. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand.
What? You talking to me or to people that never played Rainbow Six?
You like my question should answer why, like how I feel about that. Like why would they do that?
For people
That
that
makes
haven't
sense.
played the Rainbow Six before.
That's stupid.
Why is that stupid?
Because Siege is gonna be like a million times better. I don't understand. That's what I don't understand with people. It's like, well here, I got you this. So I have Halo 2 here. Or I'm sorry, I have Halo 1 on the original Xbox, or I have Halo 5 on the Xbox One. No, which one did you want to play?
I mean, some people might want to play it for like the story or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people remember the story in like 5 minutes. Not that big of a deal.
Okay. There is going to be PvP. So it seems like it might be a little bit more intense, and there's no more leaning up against corners like Vegas and Vegas 2 were. We also get a beta on September 24th.
I'm pretty excited about that.
I signed up for. Did you sign up for it?
Not yet.
Good, because I signed you up.
Thanks.
You can like sign up like 5 friends or something, so I went ahead and did it.
You just signed up me, right? That was the
Yeah.
one slot.
Yep. What?
Just say like I'm nothing. Never mind. Anyways,
I didn't know anybody else's emails, so I only signed up for you.
yeah.
Then we saw some more AC Syndicate. That's Assassin's Creed.
Oh my, really? You got mad at me for the acronyms and you're like, or the
I'm
abbreviations?
reading my notes and I wrote it AC Syndicate. I'm sorry. This it
I don't
looks.
care about that. I don't care
I don't know.
about.
I'm on the fence with this one. It looks a lot like Brotherhood, which I liked a lot. Um, because Brotherhood, you had like the assassins on your team that you could command, and that's what it seems like. Like the video it showed, it's we talked about this before. It's kind of like a industrial revolution era, and it's almost like a gang thing. You're like a British gang, and you have like your gang, and you're fighting these other gangs, and you're like your gang kind of rolls with you as you go around and are doing stuff. And you like liberate some factory with like child workers and stuff. Seemed pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
sounds super cool, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
really cool.
not.
But there was no. This is interesting. There was no gameplay video, and I thought they would show one at either the Microsoft or the PlayStation conference, but they didn't. So I don't know.
Maybe
It's
they're
kind of.
ashamed of how the game works right now.
I
They're
don't
just
know.
waiting to make it
It's just
better.
really weird that we haven't seen any gameplay at all yet at this point, and it's coming out this fall. Like it's for sure coming out. So I don't know. But the last and thing I think you are actually most excited for is Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this looks so freaking awesome.
Hey, remember? I think it was last week. We were talking about Ghost Recon and said that it needs to kind of go back to its roots. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure we said that.
No, we
But
did, yeah.
that it looks like that's what they're trying to do with this one. I mean, they're taking some of like the style, some of the mechanics from the more recent Ghost Recon games, but it's taking it back to the originals as far as like the scale of the missions. Not exactly the same though, because this one is open world, like totally open world.
Like totally open world, like everything you could ever imagine. It looks like, I mean, it looks almost honestly, it looks like a better version of Just Cause because the guy was like jumping out of helicopters and like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know,
It won't be
like
as
just
crazy as Just Cause, but yeah, it does because you're like in Bolivia is where it's set, and you're fighting like drug cartels. And from what it looks like, they just drop the ghost team in and like leave them, and you're like, all right, here's your mission, go do it, and that's it.
and there's
Uh,
like 1,000 things to do like
yeah,
in that area in that world to do.
and there's no
So
like story. You pick what mission you want to do whenever. You can do it during the day. You can do it during the night. You can go in like guns blazing. You can do it super
yeah,
stealth.
because they showed it.
Yeah, they show the
They,
same mission like three different ways.
yeah, they showed it like at night in the rain for stealth. They showed it at day, like during the day. I think it wasn't stealth, but it wasn't like pure
Yeah,
chaos,
we're using like a lot of gadgets and stuff on that
like
one.
a tactical
Yeah,
approach. And then the third one was just like they were in there.
yeah,
Let
they
me
just
tell you,
randomly
they
like
were
just
in
shot
there doing
everybody.
everything they could possibly do, and it was awesome.
But it looked like too, depending on like which way you went about it, the outcome would be different. Like in one of them, they killed the bad guy in the base. Another one, they left him alive, and then it showed him like being interrogated by this higher up guy in the cartel. So
Right.
that might be an interesting thing. Like that might affect like how you do one mission might affect what happens in another mission. So yeah, it seems really
Yeah,
cool.
because I mean, you never know. They he was interrogating the one, so I mean that could start like a civil war, if you will. You know what I mean? And then maybe during other missions, the drug members will be fighting each other or just random stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks really really cool.
I really need. I know you're gonna buy it, but I really need two more people to buy it so we can do that four player because it just looked like a blast. I
Dude,
mean,
there's so many co-op games. Like I've said this before, I'm pretty sure on the podcast. This is the gen the next gen is co-op. Like it's all about co-op. Like every game has co-op. Um so we need like some more friends to play stuff with. Because half the time it's just me and you.
I know. Well, no one else wants to play the games we play.
I don't know what the deal is.
You need to get Sam. Sam needs to get every game that you get so we can just all play together.
When I get it digital, she gets a copy.
No, that is true. Cause
She doesn't really, I don't know. She doesn't like playing with us because we're so good, and she feels like she doesn't do as good as us, so we get mad at her.
is that really what she feels like?
I think so.
Wow.
Well,
Tell
you
her
know, I mean,
tell her I
I-
play with you. So that's
well, you
there's
know,
no,
like you know how we talk to each other when we're in the game. Like we're like constantly like telling each other that you suck and all this stuff. And like if we like in Smite, if we're teamed up with somebody that has no idea what we're doing, I mean we're like dissing them the whole game.
yeah,
and
and
that's
then
just-
and then when we play with her, it's kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah,
we don't
and-
diss her, but she has like no idea what she's doing.
Well, people don't like that, I guess. But
Well
that's
then,
just,
hey
I
folks,
mean,
don't play Smite with us if you suck because you're probably not gonna
no,
like
I
this
want
anymore,
people to
so
play
whatever.
Smite with them.
I want to talk about Payday at some point though.
We can talk about it next week after we play
Alright.
more.
All right.
All right,
So you're not gonna play anymore tonight, right? Because you're going out or whatever.
I'll play later. After I
Like
get
how
back.
late? Like midnight? Okay, cool.
No.
All right, let's do it.
You're gonna
Episode
be
what?
gone till
23?
Wait.
22. Episode 22. I'm all about that bass, dog. Let's get this in. Oh my! Don't do that. Don't
I'm
do
all
that.
about that bass, dog. Shut up.
You sounded so weird, bro. Whatever just happened to your mic, it was like
Nothing
gross
happened
sounding.
to it.
Because you were like, I'm on my damn bass now, and it like cut out really weird.
Maybe I don't know what I did.
Affleck. That sounded just like it.